Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and mbradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. All right, welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind. I hope y'all can hear me. We're going to do some checks here. Very important show for you tonight. Always here to have some fun. Again, if you are in the Inland Empire and you have to get out of your vehicle, make sure you go to kcaradio.com. Type in that on your device, and you can listen to us streaming live from the website right now. So what we're going to do is we got the deck full tonight, full show, got athletes coming on the deck. Coach is going to be here. Robert Lamar is in the building. And yeah, we're going to get it in. So let me play some PSAs, and then we'll come back and get the show started. How about that? All right. The Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website. Oh, and MB Radio. Make sure you go to the App Store and get all the apps. I see you down there, Alain Emmanuel. Make sure you go get the apps. Also, we are on Roku TV. Yes, so MBR or MB Radio at Roku. You can go there and watch the channel. So download those apps. Everything is over there on the social media platform. More about me at farrond.com. And we'll be right back. How's that?
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Get ready for an epic collaboration as MB Radio and Patriot Radio join forces. These veteran-owned stations are uniting to bring you top-notch veteran-run podcasts along with your favorite classic rock music 24/7. Stay tuned for the ultimate radio experience that celebrates our heroes and plays the tunes that never get old. From engaging discussions to timeless hits, this partnership has everything you need for your listening pleasure. Don't miss out on this exciting new chapter in radio history as MB Radio and Patriot Radio come together to rock your world.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM and 1050 AM. Also stream from the KCA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind, and MB Radio. Alan, why are you laughing down there, man? I see you. I can see you cracking up and laughing, man. What is going on? What's so funny?
What's going on, Farron? This is Alain
Emmanuel,
the happiness coach.
What's up,
and let me just say that you only need to find me in one place, AlainEmmanuelTherapy.com. That's it. You know, we're not as advanced as people on 17 different shows.
You mean 17 different channels, baby? What
channels
are you
for one
about?
show.
Hey, you on there too? What are you talking about? You on there too? All right, man.
He can't keep up with.
I can't keep up. Just KCA Radio, MBR, MERradio.us. We all over the place. Just do what you need to do to find us.
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm almost like, yo, let's just Google it. If you don't know what day the show is by now,
Google it.
if you don't know what day the show is by now, you just don't know. All right. So I appreciate you, man, for hanging out with me today. We got
Absolutely.
a full
At
line.
11:05
Yeah.
p.m.
So
at night in Atlanta.
by the 20 mark, I want us to pass this over to Sportslog. So there was a conversation that I had on social media the other day, and it was a post that someone talked about. Make sure you ask these questions before you get married, right? So I've been down that road. I'm divorced. I got no shame in my game. But this time around, if I do decide to do it, I want to do it right? You learn from your mistakes, right?
So,
You learn from your mistakes. So my question is,
okay.
You as becoming the happiness coach today, and working with couples,
right?
What is going on, man? Because as I pull up this post, I just want you to kind of let the people know what you see around relationships currently.
So I did see the post. I went look to see how people were responding, and of course, people wanted to put their own 2 cents. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I get it. And I think that, first of all, the list is a nice, lengthy list that I do think people, like, you need it. Like, you do have to ask certain questions if you plan on getting married, which is one of the reasons why a lot of times when people get married too quick, if there's such a thing, sometimes you'll see family members, other people are like, nah, you're not ready. Because a lot of people have a lot of anxiety around whether or not they, once they tie that knot, you can't untie it. That's the way, And a divorce exists, but I mean, divorce is so difficult. A lot of people don't even know about that part, that you could do a whole show on that, because divorce is so, it's draining on your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. It's draining on your finances. So I actually, when I see couples, I deal with couples that are on the verge of divorce. And so when they come to me, they come at the point where they're like, we're just trying to avoid the financial burden.
The financials is the most important on the list, right?
Right. But what you find is that at the core of all of this, there are 2 things that I want to bring up. The first is you need to be aware of, like, the first, probably the most common symptom of couples that are on the verge of divorce is disconnection. It shows up in different ways, but it's disconnection. It's at some point when we first started, we were connected, and then over time, we lost that connection.
I like that, because at the core of that, right? I would agree with you in some aspect, because of the sense of belonging of relationships. And can you only imagine that the first argument that we have is like, oh, where'd that come from? I didn't think you had that kind of stuff in you. And now all of a sudden there's that little wedge, right? And then now I'm gonna let that one slide, but then we get into another disagreement, and this one is like bigger than the first one. So it's not like, oh, wait a minute, did I miss something? And so now that seed is planted, and now you're looking like, okay, now you're gauging for the next.
So you want to hear something really crazy that a lot of people don't realize? And this is me putting my therapy hat. I'll take off the happiness coaching for a second and put the therapy hat to tell you this. Like, really, with divorce, when you see that disconnection is happening, the most dangerous symptom is actually when they stop talking.
Oh, yeah.
That stonewalling where one just kind of goes into the corner and the other one is kind of either chasing or stops going. That is where you could say you are really on that verge of divorce, because that and the most difficult symptom after that is the numbness that a person feels. Now we don't have time to go in this show because I got 10 minutes, and try to, I can't really give you everything in 10 minutes.
No, we're not supposed to. But
I'm gonna tell you this. I read the list, and probably at the top, to prevent getting to that point, my top number 1 suggestion is, drum roll please.
Drum roll, please.
Communication. Now, it's not talking. Don't get confused with talking and communication. They're not the same.
Yeah, because that's such a...
We're not talking about talking. Now, here's why. If you argue with somebody, that's communication. If you're silent, that's communication. If you want to figure out how you're going to deal with conflict, that's communication. If you want to deal with expectations, that's communication. If you want to deal with family dynamics and in-laws and parents, that's communication. So you need to know if your relationship can stand the time of communication. Because if you don't get that right, when you're walking in, you have no space. You don't know how you're going to fight and get through the fights. And that's what creates the disconnection. You don't know how you're going to deal with finances because you don't have a space. I'm telling you, the space where couples come in and they cannot see eye to eye starts with communication.
Okay, let me read the list real quick because it says number one. Well, this is no particular order. However, it says bills, parenting style. That was one of our issues for sure.
Yep.
Happiness, credit, childhood traumas is about number 2 on my list. Past life, expectations, dream life, health history, beliefs, likes and dislikes, fears, and financial expectations. And then the people on Facebook listed their own extra two.
Everything you just said requires communication to cure, to solve, to heal, to fix. Everything you just said.
Yeah.
And if you walk into the relationship with a solid way to communicate, in other words, I can problem solve if I know how to communicate through a fight.
Yeah.
I can fix my finances if we could talk about how we do finances together.
Yeah.
I can address family, in-laws issues if there's a space where we can talk about difficult topics. So communication is like the fundamental space for a couple to either die or live.
I'm gonna drop my this is where I'm at with it, because everything that you're saying is to me it's gonna lead back to some core issues, right?
Yep.
And the number one core issue for myself that I had to figure out was, what is my relationship to relationships? And that right there, my friend, when I started doing that work of what is my relationship to relationships, and the first relationship was back to myself, it was like, oh, shoot.
Can I share something with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is communication with self. I literally teach that in happiness coaching.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said that, because communication is the way that we build connection with self, with others, with God. If you drop the communication, like say you have horrible communication, but you have everything else figured out, at some point you'll end up in that divorce courtroom or having to go to see someone or whatever. Yeah. Because communication literally determines whether or not you exist within that relationship.
Because when I look at relationships to relationships, then you peel that off, and relationship to money, relationships to people, relationships to
all of that is
my health, relationship, like all that ties into us as individuals first, but yet we put that pressure on people just the same. And so I put this way, I wish somebody would have told me this when I was like 16 years old, 15 years old, about, hey, this is what this is going to look like, son. And you've got to go through this process. So when it's time, like, don't tell me what to think, just tell me how to think, right?
Yes. I'm glad you said that.
That would have been enough to probably have a different life. But I'll say this. I thank God for all of my experiences. I own my past experiences, because that is what got me in front of you today, to even be able to articulate all the stuff that I went through, right? So let
me say something about that, because that's such a powerful thing that you said, and I don't want people to miss that. Being able to have a story in terms of the relationship you have with yourself and how you can get that relationship to show up.
Yeah.
There's a part. See all these different categories that we have. What we tend to do is compartmentalize our lives, right? But to have a holistic view of who we are and how we show up in a relationship, there has to be first a sense of self to connect to. So I just think that it doesn't matter. This is just kind of I guess you could say it's a plug, but it's not really, because we haven't even announced the date yet. But I actually have a course, a happiness life class that I'm teaching specifically for couples. It's going to be October 15th. I just broke it. Okay. So anyway, so that class, right, goes into what you just explained there, which is so the relationship that you have to yourself needs to be set up in a way where you can say to somebody else, hey, you know what? I know what rubs me the wrong way, and I know why. That's the story of what happened to you before. You could say, you know what? I know my finances are based around these principles, and this is how I want to live it. Yeah. But they don't tell you that at 15, that you know what? You're going to need to actually plan through. And so what happens to a lot of men is that when they get into a relationship at that point, they become overwhelmed, because it's like, oh, shoot, now I'm responsible for my family, for all these bills, for the things that I'm trying to build. And I haven't even figured out who I am yet. Yeah. This is why communication matters, because a person can understand you if you can put what you're feeling, what you experience, what you think into words. But many of us do not know how to mean what we say and say what we mean. And that is literally what breaks apart the communication. When I don't know how to say what I mean, and I don't know how to mean what I say, and I don't know what you mean by what you said. Yeah. And so now there's this disconnection that builds, and all the other things start falling apart. Yeah.
And we gotta be able to deal with that, man.
Communication. Number one.
And we gotta get out of here, but the communication is the label. Okay. You as an individual, you have to figure out, again, what does that communication mean to you, so that you can dialogue that.
Communication is not an idea. It's how we exist. You see, communication doesn't just take into account talking. That's why I said I'm not just saying talking. Yeah. I'm saying listening. I'm saying existing. I'm saying carrying space. Yeah, I'm saying understanding the connection we have to our past.
I'm saying that because a lot of, in the world, we say, well, what do you want? I want communication. Well, what does that mean to you?
So that's why I'm saying
you got to push past that.
So label. Yeah, you have to literally understand what communication is.
Right.
See, communication is the connection that a human being makes by reflecting the person or the thing that they see in front of them.
Yeah.
When you can reflect what's in front of you, you are now beginning the cycle of communication. Most people don't know how to communicate. That and a lot of people confuse talking. Like, I could be talking at you right now on a radio show. Did we communicate?
Yeah. The other part of and so I get your point at that label and what we have to do, but the experience of communication is the recreation of two people's conversation, right? And it's harmonious. Communication is harmonious, but you have to recreate that other person. And sometimes you got to give up your thoughts and opinions about that conversation or about that person to hear
communication. I hear you.
There's an experience. There's an
experience. You trying to make me give a seminar?
No, I'm just saying. There's an experience of communication, and then there's the doing of the action communication. And I believe that we discount the experience of it because of all the disappointments and all the past relationships and the hurt and all. So I don't even want to experience that. I just want you to communicate. But then
I think you're confused.
No, I'm not confused.
No, let me tell you why I say that. Because you're using the word communication to mean talk. They're not the same.
No, I'm not saying there's the communication of the experience of communication, and then there's the doing the communication.
And both of those require an actual process. The process that you use to do both requires a sense of self-awareness. So communication isn't simply, okay, let's talk about it. Communication is awareness. Communication is the ability to be self-aware enough to know how I connect to things. The meaning is a part of communication. And now, again, you're getting me
Nope. To be continued.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull the plug because we gotta stay on clock. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. We agreed to disagree on communication. I'm just saying for myself, there's an experience of communication that we have to be aware of. And then there's the actual level of communication where we're dialoguing.
They're not different, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like, oh yes, it's like this side of my hand and this side of my hand.
And knowing how to do it well requires a level of awareness. And so you got to learn it.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Always pleasure to have you here.
Have a great show.
No doubt, man. Thank you so much.
All right, good night.
All right, cool. All right, this is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCARadio.com website, the station that needs no listener behind, and MB Radio on all platforms, including Roku TV. That's right, MB Radio on Roku TV. It's time to get into some more conversations. I got Sportslog, SportsPulse on the line. We're going to play these commercials, and then we'll be back after all of this. So this is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio and mbradio.us. Shout us out, what's the count?
Introducing J&J Beard Co., your go-to destination for high-quality handmade and natural beard products. Our family-owned business, based in New Jersey, prides itself on using the finest ingredients to bring you premium products that will elevate your grooming routine. Each product is carefully crafted with love and expertise, ensuring that you get the best hair for your beard. Treat yourself to the luxury of J&J Beard Co. and experience the difference that true quality and craftsmanship can make for your beard. Join the J&J Beard Co. family today and unleash the full potential of your facial hair with our exceptional products. Find them on the web at jjbeardco.com. That's jjbeardco.com.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh,
too,
man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. Do you know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. 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 Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org.
Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad de células falciformes a diario y un número creciente simplemente no nos damos cuenta. Los impactos de esta enfermedad afectan a todas las personas y en especialmente a las personas de color y con antecedentes diversos. Estar en servicio conmigo y con los demás a medida que creamos una mayor conciencia sobre cómo identificar y dirigir el tratamiento de los rasgos de células falciformes y ayudar a las familias a saber cómo superar el trastorno de células falciformes. WDCONS.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. I got to bring up my guy, Sportslog. We're going to do this sports segment here, professional style. Sportslog, man, what's happening, man? You on mute?
What's going on? What's the count?
What it do, baby?
What's doing? What's going on?
Oh man, everything is cool.
Everything is cool. I was really enjoying what you guys were saying there.
Cool,
and,
man.
Really liking what was happening. Definitely.
I appreciate you. I'm definitely gonna respond to you later on and get some feedback from that segment right there. But I wanted to make sure that we touch over some highlights. So let me go to this share the screen and bring up the sports page right here from NBC Sports. That is I
was following along the whole time. Totally clear.
Yeah. You get it? You understand that relationship piece?
I was here the whole time. I don't know what happened. I got a standby on the there we go. Hold on.
There you go.
Are we good? Oh man.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're on. So let's talk sports, man. You good?
Yes, definitely. Let's talk sports.
Okay.
Little League World Series. Am I in there? What's going on?
Yeah, right. You're there. You're there. No, you're there.
All right, I'm here. I was here the whole time, and as soon as I got on, we had problems. But be the change you want to see in the world is what Gandhi said, and your man was talking about Malcolm X. Say what you mean what you say. That's so important, man. People don't do that these days. All right, Little League World Series with some hot action today. We're going to see some future future Major League Baseball stars. The Florida Lake Mary, they beat Chinese Taipei, Taiwan. I was checking that out. That's these guys. Such a heartfelt game. It was ended, and they went into extra innings. Oh my God! You don't see this type of thing from this Little League World Series, but second year in a row where it was a walk-off, and Florida beats Chinese Taipei.
Oh wow!
Lake
a walk-off?
Mary. First time Florida's won in 8 tries. A walk-off, second year in a row.
Wow.
It was just a thrilling episode from yesterday with all the extra innings. I mean, there was another similar walk-off that happened for Florida. So two eliminations. They faced 4 in a row. They just had such a great championship. But NFL preseason wrap up today. Week 3. That's all we need.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait a week until next 2 Thursdays. September 4th is Kansas City hosting the Baltimore Ravens, and that's gonna tip off 2020.
We just lost Sportslog right there in the mix. Again, this is the Farron Dozier Show. This is what happens when you're live, ladies and gentlemen. Anything is possible when it goes down like that. So we appreciate Sportslog when he returns. Let me see who we got. Oh, here we go. He's back. All right, man. You good over there?
I'm good. I got to get out of one or the other. I have them in 2 different devices, so maybe that's the problem. You can hear me. I can hear you.
You're good now, man. So we were going to address.
It's all the same. All right.
We were going to address some more of those highlights, man. You said week 3. We're pretty much in week 3 right now, completed.
Week 3 is completed, so we got to wait till next Thursday. The 4th is the regular season kickoff. Kansas City hosts Baltimore. Usually the champion gets the first game, get it sent out of the way, gets a little break. But that should be a good one. It's a big test for both teams. You didn't see a lot from either one in the preseason, but you don't need to, and it's going to be a pretty good tip off to the season. Week one's looking really good. I'm excited for college football as well because, I mean, yesterday we had week 0. They were calling it, so it's the preseason but tip off. And yep, my Florida State Seminoles had a drop. Georgia Tech, they came out ready to go. That was my big start to the season, but maybe I'll finish strong. But yeah, I mean, college football just kicked off yesterday, but with what they call week 0. So week 1 is next week, the week before the tip off to the pro, NFL. So
I know the NFL is preseason, but was there anything that you saw particular kind of special out of this week? Any of those games?
You see a certain amount of players, and there definitely was some good spots. I was just watching the Patriots lose to the Commanders. But Drake May looked pretty good at the start, and I know the New England fan base is looking for him to get a good jump. But I do think they should start Brissett, just because it's a 17-game season now instead of 16, 18 weeks long, and there's so much to get from every aspect. You need to stay healthy. I don't know if he's ready to go. He looks pretty good. Yeah. But he sees some good action in the in preseason. But he's going to see a whole different NFL, come 2 weeks from now. And I forget who their opener is again. I forgot Steve Grogan's name last week, so I forget who the Miami. I think it's Miami. I forget who the Patriots are open against. But it's going to be a jump to the season, and I don't see a lot. I mean, I hope they do well, but the Patriots, it could be one of those. Could be one of those enter rides. They won 4 games last year. Let's just go with 6 to 8 is a double up, or they're going to take a couple of years.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else before I let you get out of here, man? I know we got, like I said, we're gonna have some good stuff coming up this season, man. So I'm just excited, bro, that you're here to hang out with me.
Oh, definitely. I'm excited too. It's a little bit of a lull. I mean, today was a different atmosphere. We're getting ready for the regular season of both, but just to have football back yesterday with the college week 0. But I'd be remiss to not mention last week there was Caitlin Clark. She was the first rookie to do so with the fastest of 500 points, 200 assists. Before the Olympics, she just disbanded the Wings with 19 assists. She's just been dominant since. And I kept wanting to say something about Asia Wilson, but she breaks a new record every day. So we'll wait till she's done. And then just the coach of it has already been written. The coach for Florida, Jonathan Anderson, he was like, "You guys, it's already done." Somebody prayed over him earlier this week. So you talk about prayer. Yeah. This guy, he talked to his kids, and he talked to them as Warriors, whatever, a team to go out there, and it was a thrilling win. And just Chinese Taipei, they played their hearts out, as I said, and great finish. And I just wanted to mention that guy too, because that was a great. You can go see it. Go check it out. His speech before extra inning.
Cool, man. I appreciate you for hanging out tonight, man. Again, you are also on the other side of the planet at that 3 hour ahead.
No.
You and Alan, man. So I appreciate both of y'all for
I can get to bed before midnight, whatever. We're cool.
Hey, we've been doing this a long time at 11 o'clock at night, right? So
I know it's always been a weird, I catch it. Someday I'll get over to your time. But great content, great stuff.
Hopefully soon, man. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, you can hang out if you want to still be here. If not,
I'll listen along.
All right, cool, man. Thank you.
All
right. Again, this is the Farron Dozier Show on KC Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. We're gonna play a couple more PSAs, and then our guest is here on deck. So I got Robert Lamar in the building, and we're gonna take care of this episode next in the zone, Sports Selective TV, Media, Radio, right here on the Farron Dozier Show. Shalasar, what's the count? This is Farron from the Farron Dozier Show, 8 p.m. Pacific Time on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind, and MBR Radio. That's right, MBR Radio on all their streaming platforms, including MBR Radio on Roku TV, Sunday nights live, 8 p.m. Pacific time on KCAA Radio and MBRradio.us. The Farron Dozier Show. For more information, search farrond.com. Tune in to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAAradio.com website on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Brought to you by Sports Collective TV, Sports Collective Radio, and Sports Collective Media. We got the Heme Factor, we got In the Zone, and we got Fourth Down in the 20-second timeout sports segment. All for you right here on the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAAradio.com website with my guest hosts Robert Lamar and Coach Will. Catch us on Sports Collective Media on Instagram and Facebook. And make sure you watch us Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAAradio.com website. Music, talk, sports, and so much more. The Farron Dozier Show.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. We're just going to get right into the segment. Jerod is here. Let me get Robert Lamar, man, in the building. Oh, there's that echo. What's happening?
Man, it's always wild to be back on the deck, huh?
It is.
It's been really wild, man. Usually I'm a man of a million words, but I dealt with something a little traumatizing before I came here. It's just one of those things where I don't really want to really share it because I'm always used to sharing these crazy stories. It's one of those things where, I kind of been a little on the down, with everything. And, I had sponsors, help me out during those times.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And she straight said it's time to pay the piper today. Yeah.
Man. Anyways, this is a family show.
I'll just say it, man.
No, don't just say.
You sure?
We're good.
No, you're not.
Sports Collective After Dark.
Yeah, so thank you for allowing me to collect my thoughts, though. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So glad that you did. All right, man, let's go. Who we got?
We have, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the country, and we tend to do that over here on the Sports Collective Media.
Don't we?
Yeah. Me personally, with me being a former running back, I kind of have a soft spot when it comes to running backs. So me personally, I like ballers, not the ones that deal with the politics, because we have political ballers who people say they're ballers and they're really not as good as people say they are.
No.
So, we let them have that, and that's fine. But me personally, I go out and find who I think is a certified baller. Carson Cox, for one, for example. Nobody was talking that, and then all of a sudden, everybody's on that train, right?
I remember.
Oh yeah, I know you do, because him and his dad was here, and basically we were outside telling him what he needed to do to make sure he was a national recruit. And what did he do? He listened.
He listened,
and that is what he is now. This guy here, the only thing he does is just have productive seasons. Pound for pound, he takes a backseat to nobody when it comes to running backs. He is one of my favorite running backs in the country. We're going to let him just come to the deck, and we're going to let him introduce himself. Mr. Terry.
What's up? What's up? Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
So how y'all doing?
Oh, man, we great, man. I'm better seeing you here, man. I'm ecstatic. I wanted to get you on the show last year. I'm glad that we got you on now to open up the season. So, ballers only. You know, my guy over here, he doesn't understand the concept of ballers only, but I do, thank God.
I don't.
So, therefore, I appreciate you starting the season off with the Sports Collective Media Group. And first and foremost, I just want to say, when it comes to you, it's kind of like I take your game for granted because, I mean, the only thing you do is just get a gang of yards, score a lot of clutch touchdowns, garbage time touchdowns. You do it all. And it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, okay, Mr. Terry doing it again. All right, what's next? Blah, blah, blah. What is he going to do? Score 3 this week? 200 this week again? This is what he does. You have a great game. You are the most underrated player in Southern California and in the nation, in my opinion. So let everybody know who you are, baller.
My name's Jerod Terry. I go to Los Alamitos High School. I'm entering my 11th grade year. Just started. Just had our first game, you know. Had a pretty good game, 3 touchdowns. Just getting into the season. Can't wait for the rest of it.
Los Al is a former powerhouse, you know, D1 powerhouse, and you are a part of an era where they are going back to being that powerhouse that they're used to being. You've been there from the jump, and you watched this thing grow to the point where, I mean, you still got another year, full year, but every year it gets better.
Yes, sir. What's
your expectations going into this season? I mean, I know what you guys did. That wasn't fair last week, what you guys did. It was kind of like mercy rule. But end of the day, I mean, y'all on a mission. Like, what's your expectations for the season going into your junior year?
This season, we're trying to get that championship. Last year, we fell short playing Sarah. This year, we're coming for it all. We're trying to take it home this year.
I mean, you guys, it's always to the point where I feel like you guys got like the talent to match up with anybody, pound for pound. But it comes down to when it goes to D1 depth. You need depth. You got some guys who go to schools and they're like three deep. You guys aren't necessarily 3 deep, but you guys are pretty decent, like, you know, strong 2 deep. It's like your schedule's hard, and conference is always harder than when people think it is. You guys are everybody's Super Bowl in your conference, but leading up until that, what are you trying to work on to the point where you guys are able to get everybody on the same page to make like a run in the playoffs? Because we don't want to cash checks that we can't, write checks we can't cash. But end of the day, you got to get yourself ready and your teammates too. So what are you trying to get done throughout the regular season to get yourself ready?
Throughout the regular season, we're trying to limit mistakes, like kind of hone in, make sure we all like sharp, focus on mistakes wise. So like right assignments when we call different right plays, everybody know what to do. So that can help us when we enter like the late regular season towards the postseason. Just no mistakes, and they carry out their job great, and just everybody knowing what to do at all times.
Cool. Well, how was like Los Al was like the name that I remember. I remember Los Al was a big deal. Like recruiters used to be at Los Al all the time. I mean, a lot of people are talking to you, like recruiting wise. How's that going for you right now?
Recruiting wise has been cool. I've been in a lot of contact with San Diego State right now, That's a good choice right now. I have a couple other offers to different schools, but recruiting wise, coaches come flowing in, get pulled out of class, talk to them a lot. You know, it's looking. Well, we get schools come in, get a good conversation, so recruiting is going fun.
Recruiting's weird.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fake stuff in recruiting. How do you like? I mean, you're a junior, and you know like when it's authentic. How do you filter out all the BS when it comes to recruiting to the point where you make it authentic for yourself?
Coaches make that really easy. Like they contact you, like they show you love. They like let you know you're watching, always text you, always calling you. So it's kind of really, really easy to like kind of weigh that out or like see who's real, see who's fake, because the coaches will let you know quickly how hard you're on the board. Like if they contact you, if they always checking on you, checking in, not even football wise, just sending you like Bible, different things.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, I'm gonna fire away a couple more. I'm gonna send you over to my boy Farron. But the thing I love about you, man, it was never easy. It was never given, and you waited your turn. We didn't do none of this. Your dad, and shout out to your pops, man. It wasn't really no daddy ball going on. It was just like we gonna work and we gonna get it done. And I respect it so much. What did you learn like watching your freshman year, seeing like Malachi? It was Malachi was your freshman year, right?
Uh-huh.
So you saw him, you saw Lemon, you saw a lot of ballers like Henderson. Like you guys, you were behind a lot of big time dudes that were trying to put the program under the map. What did you learn from that experience?
Work ethic and just how explosive they are. Like when they just learn how to, when they touch the ball, they just make a play, and they just always work. Like they work hard. Great leaders. Just kind of pick up little things, like little habits they do, like it just how they carry themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. Pretty much learn how to be a professional in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my last question is, we do all this balling stuff. Everybody love you and all, and it's kind of like two questions. It's like, when it comes to game day, you're number one, right? That's your jersey number, right?
Yeah.
It's very important to preserve that number to the point where ugly girls will not wear your jersey. I'm so adamant about that. If I see another baller let another ugly girl wear their jersey, I'm going to post about it. I'm going to let it be known. Don't let no ugly girls wear your jersey. It is number one. If you got sisters and you got a mama and cousins, that's fine. But ugly girl, bro, you better not be that dude letting the ugly girl wear your jersey. But that's just me personally. That's how I feel. When you're a baller, ugly girls can't wear your jersey. Just saying. But last question I got for you, before we turn it around. We all know you as the baller, but what do you like to do outside of like football? What is the thing that makes you kind of go when you don't got to worry about football and all that stuff?
Besides hanging out with my family, my girlfriend, I kind of just chill, listen to music, like to play my video game. Just kind of do chill things, not too much.
Yeah, no doubt. What do you want to major in college?
Architectural engineering.
Ooh. So you understand, if you wanted to be an engineer, that a lot of coaches are actually going to frown on that. This is what's the game, bro. That's a hard major.
Yeah.
They prefer for you just to shut up and just play football.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to the nitty gritty, how are you going to manage that? Like I said, like the easier the major, the better for them. But you're looking out for yourself to the point where you're looking at a 20-year plan plus. So how are you going to manage that? Like when they try to kid you with the funny stuff?
My parents have just taught me time management, like no procrastinating. So I'm pretty decent at handling my time.
Yeah.
So I really have never had a problem with time management or anything like that. So I don't think it'll be any difference. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Don't procrastinate. Just if I got homework, get it out the way right then and there. Just do what I got to do.
That part. You're going to be all right, bro. You're going to be all right. WDC.
So check this out, man. I want to find out. I got this baby picture. I got this baby picture up in the corner right there, man. I got this baby picture over here, man. What was going on in this baby picture, man? What is that about?
Man, I don't know. I think parents just wanted to put me in a suit.
You
I
look
think
like
it's
you owe them money.
some church related.
What do you want to say about moms and pops, man?
The suit look pretty fresh. I kind of like it. Now it don't look that bad. It's a nice little suit. They had me clean when I was a baby.
Today, what do you want to say about moms and pops?
My dad, my mom, they always there. Dad making sure I get everywhere, every workout. Mom, both of them provide for me. My mom there, help me with homework, anything. I can call them on any time. Always there. Great parents.
Two questions for you before we get out of here. My number one question is hydration, man. We lost a football athlete just last month, but the article just came out from sickle cell trait exertion with rhabdomyolysis. How important is hydration to you, man?
It's very important. Our coaches preach that a lot. I do not like cramping up. Hydrate a lot. Try to drink a gallon of water every day, liquid IV. Trying to stay hydrated because football season, no joke. You get dehydrated really fast, get headaches. So I just kind of try to be ahead of that. Just drink as much water as I can.
And for the mental toughness piece here, man, mindset is so important. How we think about ourselves, how we think about other people. What does mental toughness mean to you when you hear that term, mental toughness?
I think mental toughness means just stay focused. Don't get fazed by things like you can't control. Just kind of keep your head on straight. And I just try to be the best me as possible. Just staying focused and just being prepared.
If I had to ask you, what's your fourth down? What do you think about on fourth down?
I'm just got to get it for my team, just trying to be the best. Just trying to be the best. So if I get it, I'm trying to score, Yeah. Just trying to do whatever to help us win.
We got your Instagram page up here, man. What do you want people to know about you that are just tuning in and listening to you right now? What do you want people to know, man?
Man, I'm a baller. I like to play football. I really love to play football. I want to make it to the NFL. I'm just working, going day by day, trying to get there.
Student athlete is such a tough term, right? Because you got to do both. You got to do student and you got to do the athlete piece. How important is that student piece?
It's really important. My parents, ever since I was a kid, kept good grades. I had maintained a 3.8 through my whole high school career so far. So on that end, I'll be having it taken care of, always on honor roll. Yeah, I always been on top of that. My mom had instilled that into me when I was younger.
For sure. Let me we got a few minutes. Coach Will, I know Coach Will, you on the deck, man. I don't know if you can come off mute. Anything you want to say? You got a new teammate, Ariane. So anything you want to say about your new teammate, man?
Man, he's hilarious. He's a baller too. We had a class together. We just be laughing. He's a funny guy. He's hilarious.
Well, we look forward to following you more this season, man, and the two of y'all as well, man. So I'm gonna give it back to Rob right here. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I just wanted to say I appreciate you for coming through. Shout out to your pops, man. Your dad is one of the coolest cats out there. You don't do too much. We all know he's crazy, but at the end of the day, he's really about making it happen. Mm-hmm. And I can't do nothing but respect that, man. So shout out to your pops, man. And great luck to you for the rest of the season. I'll be out there soon to catch y'all, man.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate
you.
We
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
All right. Thanks, Rob Lamar, for hanging out, man. This is the Farron Dozier Show, KC Radio. Got to get out of here. And we'll be back next week.
Yeah, what happened to Coach Will? How come we couldn't get him in a little bit earlier? It's man. Coach Will, we need you, bro.
All right. Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.